Happening, guys. So, match preview for tomorrow not evening, tomorrow afternoon's huge clash in North London. The North London derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates Stadium. Let's get it. So, first North London derby of the season. First time round, at the Emirates again. And in all fairness, I have said previously before that Spurs are due a win at the Emirates at some point. And, it could happen when we don't expect it, right? And then running up to this fixture, I had it in my head, we'll beat them 1-0. Kind of like how we did in 2013-14 season, at the beginning of September of 2013. And we beat them 1-0. Giroud scored the only goal of the game. And I was saying to my cousin, I was saying to people around me, we'll beat Spurs 1-0. Kai Havertz will get the goal. This will be the game where Kai Havertz gets a goal and everyone loses their minds. You know what I mean? But then Spurs players started being Spurs players. And even the manager got in on that a little bit. And they crossed the line of you will never learn. So I'm no longer saying or predicting that Arsenal will win 1-0 tomorrow afternoon. Nope. Now I'm saying 4-1 Arsenal. But I'll get to that in a second. Let's just read through this, right? Because, let me just...
Stop it. Get some help.
Arsenal's preparation for the 194th North London derby against Tottenham Hotspur couldn't have gone much better as they breezed to a 4-0 Champions League win over PSV on Wednesday night to remain unbeaten this season, 1-6 drawn 1. After the ideal follow-up to last weekend's 1-0 Premier League win over Everton, manager Mikel Arteta described some of his side's play as phenomenal. Tottenham's absence from Europe this term means his players have had less recovery time, but Arteta will want more of the same as he takes charge of the 7th North London derby, 1-4, lost 3. With the Gunners unbeaten in 12 Premier League home head-to-heads, 1-8, drawn 4, having won the last 3. And that's the last 3 North London derbies here at the Emirates, right? So before I carry on, right, this thing about Tottenham's had a rest because they didn't have no Europe to play. Don't matter. You know what I mean? Spurs have had longer to think about this fixture. We haven't. You know what I mean? Spurs have had longer to think about this fixture. You know what I mean? We've played football in the meantime to distract ourselves away from it. And thankfully, the other night was like a training ground session. You know what I mean? The Arsenal players could probably just not bother training for this North London derby tomorrow because that was it. You know what I mean? Well, let me carry on. The last 5 Premier League meetings at the Emirates, 1-4, drawn 1, have seen both teams score with the relative form and league positions regularly counted for the little when North London's finest meet. Well, actually, no, because we could be down in the dumps, but when Spurs come to Emirates, still get beat. They still don't win. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it don't really matter what our form is. When Spurs come here, they don't win. That was particularly evident prior to this corresponding fixture 2 seasons ago, Arsenal 3-1 Tottenham, which I actually predicted would beat them that score, I think. When Spurs were 10th in the early table and Arsenal were 14th. They are currently above Arsenal, although only on goal difference, 1-4 drawn 1. Not that manager Ange Postecoglou will be taking anything for granted. As a veteran of 11 Old Firm derbies while in charge of Celtic, the easiest job you can have in the world. I mean, like, you manage Celtic, you might as well give the medals to the manager because he's going to win the league and everything like that. He will know better than that. Well, apparently he said he's not going to change anything. You know what I mean? He's not going to change anything, so he's still going to go into this fixture trying to play football against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, which from Spurs' point of view, it is actually suicidal. But it could work for them. It could work. Tottenham are also unbeaten across 4 Premier League away games, 1-3, drawn 1. A run mostly achieved since selling Harry Kane, who loved playing and scoring in this fixture, netting their consolation at Arsenal last term. Spurs certainly haven't taken a backward step since his departure, scoring inside the opening 20 minutes of all 3 league matches on their travels so far this term. 1-2, drawn 1. Well, I don't put. This is the thing, right? I said 1-0 previous in one of my previous videos. I said 1-0 Kai Havertz score. But you know, if it's going to go how I think it will go, which will end up us being 4-1 winners, they are definitely going to score. You know what I mean? If we put some goals away, if we go 3-0 up, they're gonna pull one back. You know what I mean? It's something like that. Maybe they might go 1-0 up. You know what I mean? And then we'll just take care of them from there. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, we shouldn't lose to these, man. A draw is not good enough. You know what I mean? A draw is not good enough. Burnley had bare chances against these, man. Yeah, Burnley got slapped 5-2. But, I mean, you look at the teams Spurs have faced, all teams that should beat anyway, including Man United. You know what I mean? But Spurs will keep trying to play this high line, and they're going to get slapped. I think Real Madrid, didn't they slap Celtic when Postecoglou was manager and he tried to play that high line bullshit? You know what I mean? If Arsenal are anything like the other night, and you try and play football instead of parking the bus like you should, fam, you could. This is why I'm saying 4-1. I'll give you a goal. I'll give you, man, a goal. You know what I mean? That's one thing I'll give you. But do I think Spurs are really going to come to the Emirates and dispatch Arsenal with ease? Oh, hell no. So, obviously the players to watch, blah blah blah. So players that will not play for us is Partey and Timber. Questionable is Martinelli. So I don't want to see Martinelli starting, to be honest with you. I don't. You know what I mean? Don't rush him back in or anything like that. They've got 5 players that will not play, and they've got 1 that's questionable. So let's go on head to head. So, you know, we'll go with the last 5 games. So we played PSV in the Champions League. You know, something Spurs are in. Beat them 4-0. Beat Everton 1-0. Beat Man United 3-1. Drew to Fulham 2-2. And beat Crystal Palace 1-0. Now, let's look at Let's look at Spurs' the last 5 matches. They beat Sheffield United 2-1, just about. Jammy bastards. They beat Burnley 5-2, lost against Fulham in the League Cup, and beat Bournemouth 2-0 and beat Man United 2-0. So our head-to-head, you know, back in January, you know, we beat them 2-0 at their ground. Beat them 3-1 at the Emirates. Before that, we lost 3-0 at their ground. We beat them 3-1 at Emirates 2021, and they beat us 1-0 in 2021. Also, they haven't won at the Emirates since 2018 in the League Cup, which it was a game I knew that they'd win. To be honest with you, I knew that they'd win that game. But in the league, they haven't won here since 2010. 2010. But it's a fixture where typically the home team wins. Typically, you know what I mean. When we go there, we tend to not win, but that might probably change now. When they come here, they don't win, and hopefully that's going to stay the same. So Tottenham's last win, 3-2, 2010, when we bottled a 2-goal lead, which was, yeah. But yeah, it's a fixture where we tend to win. I mean, it's heavy in our favours. There's a lot of draws in the North London derbies, but otherwise, we smoke them. You know what I mean? Like we smoke these, man. Let me just go to So now that I've spoke about that, right? My prediction of this game is that we're going to win 4-1. That's my prediction. I mean, I reckon that Spurs, they'll, if they haven't learned on the pitch, because we know now that, with what Son's saying, which I'm going to get to right now, we know when Spurs players talk, they just don't learn. You know what I mean? Every time. I remember 2012 season, 2011-12, Spurs early on in that season, they beat us at White Hart Lane 2-1. And I remember that we smoked Chelsea 5-3 at Stamford Bridge, and Van der Vaart came out saying, "Oh, don't think that just because you done that, mate, that you're big guns in London, mate. North London's still white." That's what he said, right? And when it came to the Emirates fixture in February 2012, they went 2-0. What did we do? Smoke them 5-2. After them, they came off the back of beating Newcastle 5-0. Then they came Emirates and thought we could flex. That's what Spurs thought. They thought that they could flex. Didn't happen. They got smoked 5-2. And in the season after, what happened at Emirates? Got smoked 5-2. You know what I mean? Spurs players need to learn. Don't talk. Do it on a pitch. You know what I mean? North London derby I went to, right, in 2017 when we beat 2-0 at Emirates, right? November 2017, right? Son was nowhere to be found. And he was playing in that game. You know what I mean? And I watched live, right? Full in the flesh. I saw him do nothing because he couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Spurs players, they should. If I, right, was a Spurs player, I would tell everybody, shut up. Because we've seen this before. We go there, we get slapped when we start talking. We don't do it on the pitch. I mean, yeah, we don't do it on the pitch. We seem to do it outside of the pitch, but we should be doing it on the pitch. You know what I mean? But these men don't learn. You know what I mean? Spurs need to realize who they are, fam. I did a video about the London Borough, and Tottenham became a London Borough on the 1st of April 1965. That means that technically you can't even class it as a London derby, really. It's questionable if they're actually a London club before that, because they weren't even part of the London Borough. And they got mad at Arsenal, right? They got mad at Arsenal because we went from South London to North London and showed them how to run London. You know what I mean? These men are still salty about that. That's why this rivalry is what it is as well. These men are salty. You know what I mean? These men weren't doing nothing in North London until Arsenal came and had to win multiple league titles. Fam. You know what I mean? You were the original North London club, Spurs. You know what I mean? Now you're sat still on 2 league titles, haven't won a league title since 1961. You know what I mean? You man have won what? 8 FA Cups. The only thing I'll give you, man, right, is when it comes to Europe, you lot are better than us. Like, record-wise. You know what I mean? You man have 2 Europa Leagues to your name. I think it is. You know what I mean? You man have a better record in Europe than we do. I'll give you that. You know what I mean? I think, to be honest, that's not even really hard now. You got West Ham that won the European Cup last season. You know what I mean? But domestically, fam, you know what I mean? Fam, we're leaping you, man, like that. You know what I mean? Just like Chelsea. When it comes to Europe, we can't chat to them, man. But when it comes to domestically, we have double all the trophies they have apart from League Cups. You know what I mean? You look at the league titles they have, we have double that, pretty much. You know what I mean? FA Cups, we have double them, pretty much. Anyways, let's get on to what Son said, because these men don't learn. Tottenham captain Hung Min Song believes Arsenal will not want to face their high-flying rivals on Sunday. Where have we heard something like that before? We've heard this before. Well, you won't want to play us now, mate. We're on form, Keith. And then you get beat at the Emirates every single time. You at least don't win the game. You know what I mean? Gareth Bale and them man talking, and you don't learn, and you tend not to win the game when you talk as well. Ange Postecoglou saying about, he's not scared, and what does he say? Something about we're gonna scare the hell out of them. Whatever he said. Fam, like, you came from Celtic, right? Yeah, you were part of the Old Firm derby, being Celtic manager and all that. But fam, like, don't think that you can bring that shit with Tottenham when Tottenham come here. Like, look at the history. I mean, for all we know, you might change it, fam. You might be the manager that gets Spurs a win at the Emirates. You might be that guy. It could happen. I mean, but it's just that what we know is Spurs players talk outside the pitch, and as soon as they get into that stadium, right, and the Arsenal crowd is loud, these men fold. The North London neighbours meet at the Emirates Stadium, both unbeaten and level on 13 points after their first 5 league games of the season. For Arsenal, a strong start was expected after finishing runners-up last season, but Spurs adapted with surprising speed to new head coach Ange Postecoglou, and confidence is causing through the Australians' new look style after last weekend's last graft win over Sheffield United. We've seen this before. Tottenham managers come in, make Spurs fans feel good, and then they'll want him out by February when shit goes south because they've played the big teams and they got slapped. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. You know what I mean? You're already out of the League Cup, so now you have to rely on this guy keeping you man in the title race, right? And winning the FA Cup. You man have been terrible in the FA Cup since the last time you won it. You know what I mean? You man, fam, like, there's so much I could say on you. I mean, but it's almost like pity right now. So the quotes here say, "We've had a week to prepare well, and I know what it means for the club, the fans and players as well. We understand what kind of game it is," Son said. Well, yeah, you've had a week to prepare. You've had a week to think about this fixture. Fam. You know what I mean? It'd be better if you had a game in the week to prepare for this, to be fair. But you've had all this time to think about this fixture. It's going to be a really difficult game, but they won't want to face us at this time. All right.
Stop the cap.
It's going to be a really difficult game, but they won't want to face us at this time.
Stop the cap.
Stop it, Son. Just do the talking on the pitch, right? Do the talking on the pitch. We have to just give it everything we have, but we're looking forward to this game because it's the right time to play against them. We'll have a good game. Fam, we've played you when you smoked Newcastle 5-0 the game before, right? You smoked Newcastle 5-0 the game before you played us, right? And you got slapped 5-2 after going 2-0 up. That's what we've seen of you, man. We've seen you, man, fly high. And then you come here thinking you can do something. And what happens is you fold. We've seen this. But for some reason, you, man, think it's going to be different this time. Well, it could be. Couldn't it? It could be different. But we'll have to see. Spurs have a dismal recent record at the Emirates, where they have not won in the league since 2010, losing 8 of 12 subsequent visits, including a 3-1 reverse last season. quotes, "It is a special game for them as well," added Son. "The result is probably the most important of the season. The result I can't promise you, but one thing I can guarantee, we're going to give it everything for this club, especially on Sunday."
Stop the cap.
Right. Son is playing with freedom again under Postecoglou and said last season was the most difficult of his career. He has played through the pain of hernia injury and struggled for rhythm in Antonio Conte's stuttering side. "It was previously a tough year for myself and obviously the team," said Son. "It was tougher because I expected more from myself. I blame myself personally because I started every single game. I feel like I let the club, the players, and the manager down. It was really hard time, but different reasons. Pain, style of play, whatever. The thing is, it made me even stronger. I've been in professional football starting in Germany 18 years now. 18 years. Now I'm here for 8 or 9 seasons. It's been a long journey. I thought now I'm an experienced player. I faced all different things and tough times. Last year, I would say, is probably the toughest season I've faced, but I've also learned most. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, he's just basically bigging up the manager and everything, and obviously he's turning around from the difficult period that he's had. But you man, like it's about to get more difficult when on Sunday, fam. I'm just gonna be real. It's gonna get more difficult on Sunday. Like, save the talking. Don't be talking like what the players now. Just because you have too bit of feel good factor, fam. You know what I mean? You feel a bit good now because Postecoglou is getting what the better version of you. You know what I mean? Understand you could turn up on Sunday, but the team might not. You know what I mean? The team might not turn up as they should. But you know. Anyways, we will see what happens tomorrow, right? But I am looking forward to this game. This is why I did a live stream of the match preview. I usually do pre-recordings, but I want this to be a live stream. I mean, nobody's coming, so I'm just gonna end it here. But yeah, match preview. Match prediction. I'm saying 4-1. Arsenal win 4-1 tomorrow. I'm still sticking that Kai Havertz is going to get a goal tomorrow. I'm still sticking with that. That ain't changing. I'm still sticking with Kai Havertz to get a goal. If I had to guess the other 3, I would say Jesus, Trossard, and Odegaard. You know what I mean? That would be my guess of the other 3. But I'm saying Kai Havertz is scoring tomorrow, fam. So that's that. Anyways, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. Links are in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the match reaction. Should we have beaten? Well, no, not even that, because I'll do the match reaction, win, lose, or draw. But I'm confident that we're going to win the game. So stay tuned for a match reaction when you see the fatality of Arsenal getting one over on Spurs, as we usually do. Anyways, catch you in the game. I don't know.
God damn. God damn.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Peace.